So currently there's a war brewing, a war between India and Pakistan. At the moment, it's more of a conflict. It's limited to airstrikes on mainly defense installations in major cities, but it's also starting to reach civilian areas, and there is likelihood of this war further escalating. Now, to be fair, most people, at least here in India, are very invested in the war, and people are attached to their families, to their friends. They're attached to their homeland, and many people are ready to fight as well. Um, but I'm going to talk about the people who are not as invested in the war, who perhaps do not tie a very strong identity to be pushed to that point where they feel like they need to be so invested in this war. Now, of course, people would have to be invested in this war if you're living here, but in this video, I'm going to talk about something a little different, and that is the idea of flexibility and movement. Because ultimately, we're born on this planet, and this is something I've said on this channel before as well. The boundaries are artificial, they've been created by humans, they're being altered by humans, they will continue to operate that way. But you as a human are born on this whole fucking planet. There are no boundaries in reality. Those have been created, those have been drawn. They don't really exist, if you know what I mean. So the thing is that what I've realized is that most people are very inflexible. Most people are just not willing to get out of their comfort zone. And I can understand if someone has a financial issue, if you don't have the money to move. I can sympathize with you. But for many people, including those who do have a lot of resources, they are just unwilling to increase their options, expand their options. The reality is you don't have to move, but it's a good idea to have options. And let's talk of this in context of India for a minute. You can't have a dual passport as an Indian citizen, so you have to maintain your Indian passport without holding another passport. Now, perhaps the best way out of that would be to get another passport and then get an OCI card, which is essentially an Indian permanent residency, which allows you to continue operating in India while you hold a better passport that allows you to travel better, that allows you to work better, and that also allows you to hold other passports at the same time. But that's a tough thing. It's not for everyone, and it takes time, it takes money, it takes effort. So it's not something that can be achieved overnight. But what else can you do? You can get residencies across the world. You can get permanent residencies. You can look at places in the Schengen area. You can look at Australia, you can look at Canada, you can look at Singapore, you can look at other places in Asia. You can try and get tourist visas to expand your reach as well. The US tourist visa, which is a 5 or a 10-year visa for Indian nationals, will give you considerable access to places around the world. Look at digital nomad visas, such as that in Mauritius, such as that in Thailand. There's one in Bali as well. So there are options out there, and it's a good idea to expand those options. If you have properties as well in different places, that helps. If you have driver's license, if you have permits, those are all things that increase your access. Now, Pakistani nationals already have a multiple passport allowance. It's not like India where you can only hold the Indian passport. That being said, the Pakistani passport is very weak, but at least you can get another passport and still retain your Pakistani citizenship. Now, the real issue is though that people are willing to take other passports, but they want to still live in their comfort zones. People do not want to leave. People do not want to leave India. People do not want to leave South Asia. Most people, you might think there are a lot of Indians everywhere. And we are everywhere. We are indeed everywhere. But that's not even 1% of our population. So there are a lot of people here, and there are a lot of people who love this country, and there are a lot of people who identify with this country, with its nationhood, and their core identity is tied to this country. And this country is a place which at least so far is a one passport country, so it does not allow you to hold multiple citizenships. And it's not an end all, because like I said, you can just get a different passport and then get an OCI. So it's not the end of the world. But this video is more of a reflection on the fact that people are inflexible and unwilling to move, and this is true for like pretty much most places. This is true for the Israel-Palestine war. This is true for the Russia-Ukraine war. This is true for all places of conflict. People don't really want to move. They are forced to move. So it's important to acknowledge that these are by and large humanitarian situations, but there's a lot of economics that also drives it. I think the only thing that I would say as a bit of an advice to anyone who wants to take something good out of this is to be a bit more flexible as an individual, and to see if you can break your comfort zone in that sense, and move to different parts of the world, explore. Because you're born on this planet. You're not born in your country, you're not born in your city, you're born on this planet. This entire planet is yours, so treat it like that.